Hello, friends, and welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 Chaos Run. Today we find ourselves at the Last Light Inn. We have made our way finally to Act 2. We need to find everyone and speak to them. We have tieflings here from the Grove. Dammon is right here walking around in front of us. The famous Jahira is available to us, and we need to figure out what is going on at Moonrise Towers. This is Disabled. My name is Ed, and let's get into it. First things first, let's talk to Dammon and do some buying and sailing.
Glad you and Karlak are all right. Well, as all right as any of us. A makeshift Harper's Fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help.
Interesting materials. What do you mean?
I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons. But no one has earned my trust if not you. When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful. But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. I can sense some. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible.
Sounds like you had an interesting time in the Hells.
Some of us had it easier than others. The baker, the schoolmaster. When Elturel was swallowed up, they could do little but survive. As for me, I won't say I enjoyed my time there. But it was certainly instructional.
I found this metal in a place called Grimforge. What do you make of it?
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
We received the flawed Helldusk armor. So it looks like our desire to be a pack rat and collect everything is absolutely working out in our favor. This is a rare heavy armor. When you're hit by a foe, it might take 1 to 4 fire damage. You take 1 less piercing damage, but have disadvantage on stealth checks. We will send that straight to Will, because he is the only one who would have need of it. Very good, but we are not done. Let's talk to Dammon again. I found this metal in a place called Grimforge. What do you make of it?
It's perfect. Really. Just a moment, I'll be able to work this one quickly. There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
And we have flawed Helldusk helmet. Hey ho hey. Medium armor. The wielder has a +2 bonus to saving throws against spells, and a constitution saving throw +1. So if you have a character in your party that needs a bonus to constitution saving throws, which is also a bonus to concentration throws, concentration saves, then this helmet is the one for you if they wear medium armor. This would be excellent for Shadowheart if we did not have her wearing the Amulet of Intellect that gives her the ability to do that level 1 wizard and do all the stuff we're doing with that. So, had we chosen a different path with her, been a pure death cleric, or anything else that did not require her to use that intellect amulet or a different headpiece, then this would be perfect for her. It would help her to maintain spirit guardians, which then generates radiating orb because of the armor that she's wearing. So very, very good for her. Phagian, of course, can't wear it, and neither can anyone else in the party, excepting Karlak, who could put it on. But that would not be good for her because it would consider, I think, it would count as armor. Let's try it out, see what happens. So here is her AC. She has a 19 AC. If I were to put this helmet on, it drops her AC to 14. It's considered her wearing armor, and therefore all of her bonuses are lost for being a barbarian. So we will take that right back off and put her AC right back where it needs to be. And somehow we lost a point. I'm not sure how that happened, but okay. Anyway, still better than the 14 it had dropped down to. But again, we are not done. I found this metal in a place called Grimforge. What do you make of it?
Well, well, well. I knew I smelled something, and I know just what to do with it. One moment. There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
And we get the Flawed Helldusk gloves, completing our Flawed Helldusk set, because you don't get boots. So we have weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 fire damage. Unarmed attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 necrotic damage, and can possibly inflict bleeding. This is an excellent pair of gloves for a monk, because as you can see, they are, even though they're made of metal, they are not considered armor, so your monk can wear them. Anyone in your party can wear them, but you definitely want to take advantage of the unarmed attacks. You also get a strength saving throw of +1, which is, whatever. It's fine. So let's look and see if anyone needs a good pair of gloves. And I believe we have Bracers of Defense, which is helping us out on our AC. Yep, definitely don't want to lose those. Astarion has the Gloves of Dexterity. We have the Abyss Beckoners. We are running with Shadowheart. And we have the Gloves of Belligerent Skies. Since we don't do weapon attacks, it really would not do us any good to wear the Flawed Helldusk gloves. So we don't have anyone in our current party, but I am going to send it to camp because it's not something I want to get rid of anytime soon. But we are not done. We have finished our Flawed set, our Flawed Helldusk set, but we have more things Dammon can work with. I found some hellish masks. Can you make anything of these?
Using something that's already fabricated is tough, but I can try. How many do you have?
I've got 3 masks.
I thought I sniffed American scent somewhere. These must have been a pain to get a hold of. American masks are brittle, so what I make won't last as long as my usual pieces. There. Be careful who sees you using that. Might draw the wrong sort of eyes.
Beautiful. And we have picked up Orthon explosives. So let's have a look at that. 3 Orthon explosives. They do 3d6 fire damage for 3 turns. Very nice, something to throw. So you would want to give that to a character who does throwing. We don't really have a throwing character. I will send them to Karlak. She can throw, of course, and it would not be awful for her to use. Beautiful. And now we are done, except we need to talk to Dammon one more time and see what he has in his inventory for us. And as you can see here, we still have an attitude of 100 with him. So even though we did all of that at the very beginning of the game, we are going to maintain this 100 attitude all the way through, and we will continue to get a discount as we go. And it is cheaper, the lower level you are, the cheaper it is to improve his attitude of you. So it's definitely something you want to front load if you are going to save the tieflings at the Druid Grove. If you are not going to save the tieflings at the Druid Grove, then clearly you don't need to worry about any of that. So let's go ahead and sell what we've got and see if he has anything for us. So this is something you might want to be aware of, the Harmonium Halberd. It gives you a strength of +2 up to a 23 strength, though you get an intelligence -1 and a wisdom -1. Now, Karlak is our halberd user, but she will not benefit from this because she is a warlock, level 1, and so she uses charisma as her stat to improve her attacks, not strength. So this isn't particularly valuable for her, but if you are running a character based off of strength that uses halberds, this could be very valuable for you because it would add a +1 to attack and damage if you're getting a strength +2. Here is a very nice short sword if you are running a short sword build with a rogue or a bard. It has life stealing critical. On a critical hit, the target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage, and you also gain 10 temporary hit points. Definitely something worth considering if that's a build you're running. Unfortunately, he does not really have anything that helps out our party much. That chainmail +2 is very nice, but again, we are running specialized armors, so none of this is really doing anything to move the needle for us. But as you can see, he is picking up some interesting things. Swordmaster gloves, you gain proficiency with short swords, long swords, and great swords, and in addition, you gain a +1 bonus to melee attack rolls. So if you are running a character that does not have proficiency, but you want to, for example, carry the Falar Alluve, you could put on the Swordmaster gloves and then equip the Falar Alluve and use it that way. And that is it. He doesn't have just a whole lot for us in Act 2, but when we get to Baldur's Gate, he has a lot better for us.
I'll be here if you need anything else.
Thank you, Dammon. And what is going on here with a strange ox? This is the same ox that we talked to when we were in the Druid Grove. Let's make sure Phagian is speak with animals up. I don't think we are currently doing that. We are not. So let's pop it, animal speaking, and let's have a talk with the strange ox.
No, still incapable.
I remember you from the Druid Grove. Are you ready to reveal your secrets yet?
Not for you to know.
Ah, come on. Now you've piqued my curiosity. Let's get that guidance check. It's a 14 roll. Our bonus is 11 to 14. So as long as we don't roll a 1, a 2, or a 3, we are guaranteed to win. And we rolled a 1. We're going to use inspiration on that because that is ridiculous, and we have a full 4 set on inspiration. Try it again. There we go.
Well, come close. Your mind to mine. Are you satisfied?
Those are the least bovine thoughts I've ever seen. What are you really?
Keep quiet, and you won't have to find out.
Is that a threat?
That's up to you.
Okay. It has not shown aggression up to this point, and it has not shown aggression with the tieflings. It has made it clear to us previously that all it wants is to get to Baldur's Gate. So for the moment, we are going to allow it to be secretive, but we will keep an eye on it in case we need to have an intervention in the future.
Good little hero.
Not a particularly nice creature, but not necessarily something that is going to hurt anyone at the moment. So we will keep moving. Let's have a look around before we go into the inn, shall we? Let's wander around and see what's going on here at Last Light. Harbor Branthos. Ooh, there's an upstairs to the forge. Interesting. Have a chest over here. Have a Starian get in there for us. Easy breezy. Rippling Force Mail. Gain Force Conduit when taking slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning damage. Disadvantage on stealth checks. What is Force Conduit? If the entity takes damage while it has 5 or more turns remaining, it deals 1 to 4 force damage in a 6-meter radius. So, you can gain Force Conduit and then expel it back out if you have 5 or more turns remaining. We have, if you will recall, picked up a couple of items, or well, one item, that also generates Force Conduit. So this is good armor if you are trying to build a Force Conduit build, and then you can start dealing out force damage just from taking damage or dealing damage. So very nice. Oh, I did not mean to not pick that up. We don't need that, so we will add that to wares. And we are good to go. Okay, and I went ahead and looted around in here, and there was absolutely nothing of interest. In fact, even all the food I found was ruined, so nothing that we really needed or wanted. There were a lot of torches, though, so if you're needing torches... Oh, hey, look at there. There's someone over there, and they're glowing. Interesting. If you need torches, that is a good place to go find some. I think I found 5 or 6 of them in there. We have Bex over here. If you'll recall, Bex and her husband were making plans about Baldur's Gate when we ran into them in the Druid Grove, and then she was very drunk at our party. But right now she's crying, so let's find out what's going on with her.
Please, I just want to be alone.
Why are you crying?
It's Dennis. He's gone. Cultists. It was so dark. I didn't realize until the children started screaming. They rounded us up, cut us up, said they were taking whoever could still walk to Moonrise Towers. I managed to get away. But my love, Dennis. Martin Dor, Roshan.
How did you manage to get away?
I've always been good at running. Unlike Dennis, I didn't realize one day our lives would depend on it. I just wish I could have said goodbye.
Dennis could still be alive. Don't give up on him yet.
Do you really think so? By the gods, I hope you're right. I wish I hadn't let go of him.
I'll find Dennis and bring him back to you.
It's hard to imagine him making it after everything that happened. But if you find him, it would mean the world to me.
Okay. So we now have a little addendum to our mission here. We were already going to be going into Moonrise Towers and dealing with people who had been captured because we made a promise to Barkus that we would look for Wulbren. But it looks like the Tieflings are going to have some people that are going to be captured as well. So we need to walk around and talk to all of them and find out what's going on there. Alright, let's go the other way around the building here. All of these harpers. None of them really speak to us, by the way. You can talk to them, and they will chat, but not have much to say. There is a dock here, and we will come around from the backside. Had I walked around the building, it would have brought me in here to the dock. But there is a downstairs and a door, so let's check that out. Last Light in Cellar. And we have a book on the Harpers. The Harpers are a secretive organization whose main purpose is the preservation of all things good and right in the world. They outfox evil at every turn, with shrewd fighting or cunning political maneuver. And though they are not well organized, how could they be, with many members utterly ignorant of the identity of those they might claim as allies, they are united in purpose and goal. One Harper agent deployed correctly in a conflict often achieves the same result as a loosed army. Very nice. And if you haven't seen the D&D movie that came out in like 2022, right in that range, it is absolutely fantastic. And one of the characters in there is a former Harper, and very worth your time to watch if you haven't done it. It did not get great reviews, unfortunately, but it certainly deserved them. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was supposed to come out concurrently with Baldur's Gate release, but they ended up having to delay the game because of COVID, and so the movie ended up coming out early and did not come out at the same time the game did, and therefore did not benefit from the popularity the game had. It just all missed each other. It was very unfortunate. Especially since people remembered the original Dungeons and Dragons movie from the 90s that was absolutely horrible. So a lot of things against it, and it just never really took off. But if you haven't seen it, very worth your time to do so. A lot of alcohol in Act 2, and you should be picking it up because there is not a lot of food that is not ruined. As you can tell from the darkness and the shadow curse, there's a lot going on here that's bad. In order to stay alive, if you did not collect enough food in Act 1, you will definitely want to be picking up the alcohol available to you in Act 2, because that is going to be the primary source of your camp supplies, is alcohol. But there is a lot of it. The devs made sure that you had what you needed to survive. So, no problems there. And we had a failed survival, so apparently somewhere we can dig a hole. Ah,
What's that?
there we go. And we have a wooden chest in the floor of the basement. Potion of healing, bloodstone, and some gold. Wonderful. Okay. We also have a couple of a chest here, and then some cage doors to check out. Let's get Astarion unlocking all these items for us.
Easy.
Always let Shadowheart give us an assist, because it can be the difference between success and failure. And then go ahead and get into here too. We still have the guidance from before, though we didn't need it on that roll. And this is much harder. Looks like we should still have a chance at it, depending on how we do. Nope, our guidance was low. We only got a 1. So we will try again, but we will not use inspiration because we have 46 thieves tools. We should be able to get a better roll. And there we go. Now we can get it even with a 1 on guidance. Which we did not. We got a 3, so even better. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what's in this chest. Thieves' tools! How convenient! And there are wine racks in here. A whole area of alcohol. It looks like we just had 2 racks we can use. But they did contain alcohol, and let's check the other one. This one is a little different. No alcohol in here. Looks like this might have been a prison cell, potentially. Okay, so that's all going on in here. We have a cracked wall. It is going to let me see that. Let's see if Karlak can do anything about it. Well, would you look at that? We have another place to go to. Interesting. Let's move some of these items out of our way. If Shadowheart will move. There we go. Now we should be able to get over and in. That is not what I meant to do, but that's okay. A whole new area. How interesting. Let's get rid of that barrel we picked up. We don't need that. Carrying it around is
No
just
one back home
difficult.
will ever believe this.
We have a wooden chest with another bomb in it. And that is all except another door. Add guidance. It looks like we should still be able to make that. With guidance, got us right to it. Even if we had rolled a 1 on guidance, we would have hit it exactly. Okay, well, interesting. Let's have Shadowheart
I'm ready.
heal Phagian a bit. He is not at full health. That helped him out some. Let's go ahead and do another, shall we? There we go. Still not full health, but close enough for what we're trying to do. And let's go in here and see what we can discover, shall we? Interesting. We'll go ahead and group high, since we don't really know it's a cave system of... And we just got hit by the shadow curse because we entered this area and there is no light. So let's go ahead and cast that on ourselves. Beautiful. We'll exit turn-based mode, pull out our torch, go ahead and get everybody up. If we're going to have a torch out, no point in hiding, and see what there is to find in here.
One day I'll catch a break.
A heavy chest,
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
and it's trapped. Let's get that guidance bonus. So with a 10, we don't need it. And then have Astarion get in there for us. Good deal. The Coruscation Ring. When the wearer deals spell damage while illuminated by a light source, They also inflict Radiating Orb upon the target for 2 turns. So, Shadowheart is wearing armor that does Radiating Orb. She can put on the Coruscation Ring and would deal even more turns of Radiating Orb. And this is not the only item that adds to the Radiating Orb set. There are multiple pieces. All of them add up. If you put them all on, Shadowheart becomes an unstoppable force. However, we don't want to do that because we don't want to trivialize the game to that point. I will send this to her, and now she can make a choice about her armor. She is no longer required to wear um, the luminous armor. She could put on the Coruscation Ring instead, and it would have the same effect as long as she is in the light. And if she is using the Spirit Guardians, it does create light, so she will be in light. She can inflict Radiating Orb just as if she were wearing the armor set. So she can trade those out. We want to keep the Ring of Salving. We want to keep Whispering Promise. So we don't actually want to swap it out, but if you wanted to, you could on your character, or you could add them together and make anything she hits with Spirit Guardians that much more unlikely to hit your party. Because if you will recall, let's go ahead and have a look at it just so we can remember. Radiating Orb. There we go. Affected entity has a -1 to attack rolls for each remaining turn. So if you add Radiating Orb from the armor, plus an additional 2 turns from the ring, and how much does the armor give us? Let's find out. We could do Radiant Shockwave. It inflicts Radiating Orb in a 3-meter radius. So with Radiant Shockwave, every time you hit an enemy, it makes a radius of a 3-meter radius of Radiating Orb, which means if the enemies are grouped together, you can have them hit each other multiple times because every one you hit creates Radiating Orb for the group. And then if you hit all of them, then they all created a Radiating Orb for the group, which makes it multiply. And then with the ring, each of them would get an additional 2 Radiating Orb. As you can see, this adds up very quickly. You could very, very quickly make Shadowheart almost a impossible character to deal with and the most powerful character in your group against enemies. But wait, there's more. Oh, speaking of enemies, it looks like we have one right down here. A meenlock. What is that? Let's toggle hide. And let Astarion get our first shot here. Actually, we'll put him right there. Beautiful. If everyone else could stop moving, that would be awesome. But no, they're not going to. Well, looks like we're in the fight. We didn't get an opportunity to slow roll that like I wanted to. But that is okay. We will make it happen. And they get the bonus of surprising us, it would appear.
Those claws are sharp as hell.
But they were not.
Made for the dark. Fire and light is our friend.
We will let Karlach attack this one. Try to get rid of it if we can. She is frightened, so she is getting a very poor option for roll. Let's go ahead and apply Hex. Let's Hex its, not that it matters, we'll Hex its Wisdom. Beautiful. And let's see if she gets a, it is better. Still not good. Let's turn off her Great Weapon Master and see how our hit goes up. And then with Reckless Attack, there we go. We should actually be able to hit the thing now. We'll do Lacerate. Or not. And again. Not. Okay, end turn. That brings us to Starion, who is also frightened. He cannot move. All he can do is make an effort to attack, which is going to be poor. But we will do what we can. We are attacking at disadvantage. But we still did some good damage because that's what Astarion does.
Concentrate.
We can't use Spirit Guardians because we do not have the spell slots. We are definitely in a difficult situation, so we will go Bless here and get all of our... Oh, not him. He is not going to be doing melee. Let's go Bless and get all of our melee attackers, which will include Shadowheart potentially, and get them buffed up and see if that will help us at all. And that is all that she can do this turn. Let the rest of these little creeps come in. Really did not want to be fighting them in close proximity. You wanted to get them at range if possible, but I did not separate Astarion from the group, and so everybody followed me in and got spotted. And that is Chaos Run activity, guys. We are just dealing with what we got here. What we can do, however, is drop a beautiful cloud of daggers, and I will upcast that and get the most damage out of it that I possibly can. Lovely. They are not going to be enjoying that at all. And then I will use Misty Step and get a little bit of range here. And now I am no longer afraid. My frightened is gone, and I can end turn. Scratch is up. He can't move to attack, so we will go ahead and end his turn. And now Astarion has saved from the fear, and so he should be able to do a lot better activity here. I'm not trying to target self, thank you. There we go. Well, it said that he saved from the fear, but it is still affecting him. So not awesome, but we need to get rid of the one in the middle of us so we can kind of move away. Oh, it was Karlak that saved, apparently. Who knew? Actually, let's go ahead and rage. And that should help her in the future not be afraid as well. And she gets Shadowy Tendrils lash around you, sucking the life. Whoa. Looks like we're using our Dark Tendril. Shadowy Tendrils lash around you, sucking the life from all nearby creatures, granting you temporary hit points. Notice it does not say all nearby enemies. It says creatures, which means that it probably impacts our teammate as well. All the meenlocks seem to be saving, and of course our team is not, but let's help out Shadowheart here. And there's one down. Excellent. In turn. Anything it can do to keep that fear going. We've got Ray of Frost. She is now out of the fear, I think. Let's see. Nope, she is still being affected by the fear aura, and she is immobile and cannot move. So we're just going to have to deal with it, it would appear. We could scroll grease right here and make sure all of those guys stay in the daggers, or at least some of them will. And then we will use Misty Step and get her out of here as well. Let's get her outside as far away as we can. She is still frightened, so we left the fear effect. Apparently we are still in it though, which is not great. I'm not sure how that's working, or maybe, no, she just has one turn remaining. So it may be just needing a turn to clear off. As you can see, these things are nasty. And we still can't move, so we can't attack. We'll let Scratch it. That'll be his turn. And let's see what we've got here. Full strength. Not awesome. We can Misty Step again. We will remain frightened because the effect lasts, apparently, but we can go up. Beautiful. We are out of the Meenlock fear. Actually, we did not retain the fear. That's beautiful. So we can now Twin Spell, Chromatic Orb, Thunder. Beautiful. Knock that one prone. Hit him, but he saved, so we didn't do much to him. End turn. Karlach is paralyzed. Oh. Looks like Starion is also paralyzed. I think Shadowheart is also paralyzed. Right now, the only one that's got any kind of movement is Phagian. So let's see what we can do with him. Let's see. We have that one still. Let's go ahead and Twin Spell again. Chromatic Orb again. Thunder. Oh, we're going to need to move. Let's come over here where we can get to them. Try that again. So we've got that one and that one. Okay. One down. And one just unable to do anything to that guy. He is really being difficult to deal with. End turn. Karlach is no longer paralyzed. Beautiful. It's not her turn though. Oh yeah, it is her turn. Okay. She did lose rage, it looks like. Or did she? No, she still has it. Good. Let's see how we can do with reckless attack. Apparently, we are rolling very poorly today. End turn. Now, Shadowheart is free of paralyzation, which is wonderful. Let's see if we have any other spells that could be beneficial. Let's see if we can do anything with Hypnotic Pattern. That would be wonderful. If we could get these guys... let's examine one, see if we think it would be no resistances. So Hypnotic Pattern should do some damage. Or not do some damage, but potentially keep them occupied. Let me see if there's anything more effective. Lightning Bolt would do some damage, but I couldn't send it through without hitting Karlach and Astarion. And while I'm not too concerned about killing Astarion, I do not want to kill Karlach too. I could do Sleet Storm. That's not really great. Ice Storm could be beneficial. Yep, let's try Hypnotic Pattern, see what happens. Okay. They are hypnotized, I think. It said that Karlach was immune to it, so I don't think she is hypnotized. We do have to concentrate on it, so hopefully we can survive a concentration check. Yes, they can't take a move. They were all concentrating. Beautiful. %55 chance. And we missed. We cannot hit that guy for nothing. Okay. We don't want to concentrate on anything, but we absolutely can do some damage now. These things are not immune to necrotic. So we can do a little bit to them. I'm tired of missing this thing, so I'm going to stop missing it. Beautiful. Didn't do a lot of damage, but at least we did do damage that time. Karlach is up. Astarion is downed, but not dead, so that's good. Reckless attack. Hey, we got a hit that time. And we can't do a special one, so okie doke. And we got 2. Very nice. Doing some damage now. We will continue our Toll the Dead. And turn. And we have lost Astarion. Karlach is paralyzed. We're going to lose her very soon, but not just yet. And poor Scratch is still frightened and immobilized. Phagian is up. Looks like our Cloud of Daggers is done. I am tempted to drop another one there, so they can't leave that area without walking through it. Beautiful. That's all he can do. And we will continue tolling the dead here. Alright, finished off another one. We are adding them up. Very nice. And let's go ahead and throw Karlach a heal. Beautiful. And turn.
Need some oil over here.
And we can't do anything. I'm going to step down and see if I can't throw a healing potion to Karlach. Beautiful. Just helping her out as we can. And then back up. we're going to get as far away as we can at this point. We need some distance, because I don't think they're going to last just a whole lot longer. Reckless attack. Come on, man. There we go. There's another one down. Some of these guys are pretty low on health. When Shadow Heart's up, we should be able to keep them rolling. Great Weapon Master bonus. Beautiful. We are finishing this fight, folks. Hitting Shadow Heart is far easier said than done, especially when she's not being flanked anymore. Beautiful. And turn. 4 scratch. No go. Alright, we will Ray of Frost. Fantastic. Now Shadow Heart's no longer frightened. We are solving this problem. Got it. Okay, let's get Astarion up. That was definitely a fight worth fighting, wasn't it? I guess Phagian was on fire?
Hidden away.
Interesting.
Cozy down here. Secret even.
Yep. Let's pull it up. Where is Astarion? We can do it. Nope, can't do it that way. He's too far. Alright, step in closer. Now we can.
Take your...
That nearly ended me.
We made it. And we have a short rest available to us. Let's go ahead. Actually, before we do that, let's have Karlach do what she can with her spells. Now we can do it.
Feeling fresh.
Beautiful. And everybody but Astarion's doing fairly well. Karlach is a little under half also, but not horrible. Let's go ahead and help them out. See if we can't put them a little closer together. Let's try to get the best bang for our buck here. Beautiful. And Karlach's now at full, and Astarion is doing pretty well. Okay, let's look around and see what we got. Oh yeah, the little guys here don't really have anything on them, but that is okay. There's plenty around here to look at. We have Last Light side entrance key. Worth having. Looks like a bunch of silver. We have portraits. And we have a note. What is this? Hidden amidst columns detailing the income and expenditure of a tavern is an aside, written in tiny, urgent handwriting. I have concealed the sacred relics of our revered goddess in the darkest corner of this place. Morfred, my loyal brother, seeks to forge a network of allies to stand against the oppressive reign of Ketheric Thorm. Sadly, fear has gripped the hearts of many, turning them away from our cause. I cannot truly blame them, for trepidation fills my soul as well. But I must put aside my own fears and reunite with Morfred in the bowels of the Masons' Guild. Together we shall preserve what we can of the Moon Maiden's light, and hope that the banners of the faithful soon rise against that treacherous dog, Thorm. Okay. We will pick that up. Very nice. And we have a shrine to Selûne down here, hidden, because, as we know, Ketheric Thorm once ruled these lands, and he was beholden to Shar. So if you were a Selûnite, you would need to hide, and that is exactly what was happening here. And we have an idol of Selûne. I will pick that up.
Selûne idol, really? Are you in need of a paperweight?
Yes, I am in need of a paperweight. We will pick up the portrait of a snowy brownbeard, and I'm going to have Astarion loot up all the silver for us, so I will be back with you momentarily. So here by the Selunite Shrine, we find some actual good food. This food has been preserved in this barrel, and then of course torches in the other one. So be aware, preserved food here. In Act 2, if you did not get enough food or camp supplies in Act 1, you absolutely will want to be checking this out. It will be important to you. Okay, we're all looted up here, so let's go up and keep exploring because there is more here to see. So you saw how I entered this place, but there is another way to get in here, which is actually the way I normally get in here. This was a totally new angle for me coming in the way we did. The way we did, you could have looted the place without actually ever having to fight the meenlocks. There was not just a whole lot of things of value to pick up there after you fought them, so if you could avoid them, unless you just wanted the experience, that might have been a better way to do it. However, we are not trying to avoid confrontation. We are doing our chaos run, and so we are intentionally doing things that may not be the smartest, most efficient way, but is very entertaining. But there's another cracked wall here. Where does this one go? Double oak doors, so we missed a door somewhere? Mayhap. Or maybe we did come in here and just missed the fact that there was a cracked wall. What do you think? I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Okay, let's go through the doors and see where it takes us. Spider web. Interesting. Nope. Don't do that. Okay, a spider web. So we need to hop over to someone who has firebolt. And they'll clear the web for us, which is very, very nice. And then we can just climb through. And this is what looked like, this is the basement we were just in. But we couldn't see the doors because of the spider webs. They were blocking the doorway. So if you were paying close attention, you would have noticed it, but if not, you would have missed it. And it was in the main part. We got in over here through this cell, but we could have entered the same area. See, that's how we got in, but we could have entered the same area off to the side through those doors and through the spider web. You would have had more distance from the creatures that would have allowed you to fight them without them trapping you like we were trapped. And you could have had a much better opportunity to have a more successful combat, especially if you knew what you were getting yourself into. So, if you are new to the game and are trying to be as efficient as possible, I would recommend going through the doors, going into sneak mode, and coming up on the little mirror creatures from behind, and you should get a couple of rounds of attacks before they can get to you. Now, they do have a shadow teleport, so they will be on you very quickly, more quickly than you expect, but you can get some attacks in ahead of time and try to mitigate that as much as possible, and it will allow you to spread your group out some so that you are not having all of them attack you at one time and be able to get all of you locked down like we were. So, all right, folks, we are still at Last Light Inn. We have yet to speak to Jaheira, and we still need to figure out what is going on with Moonrise Towers. But I think we'll need to do those things next time. This has been Disabled. My name is Ed, and this has been the fantastic Baldur's Gate 3 Chaos Run. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe as that helps me out tremendously. But until we see each other again, make your way with love and light. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today, and goodbye.